trying to rain, so I'm taking the digger down the yard while I wait for the rain to go off, because it needs to clean it out, because it's going next week, we think. It's quite wet and windy now. It's even starting to rain, but you can see against the trees, probably not. Andrew's just rushing the yard ready for washing the motorhomes off, because they're all going out tomorrow, I think. The lat come off the roof. Peter's just washing it now, but he's been up the steps and on the roof. It's minging. It's all the dust, obviously, because they've been parted up for 6 months. Got little and large flails here. The little one for doing the garden, and then the big one for doing some bits of fields around the edge. Andrew's just going to go off and do them now. Because it's too windy to spray, I've come to see someone planting carrots with his little Massey for filming something for the Real Country File. So I've just got here now, see David. So we'll go and have a little look at his Massey tractor and his little planter and see how he's getting on. It's nice sandy ground anyway. That's carrot seed that we've seen before. So what is that? Sucks it to them little discs. Yeah. Then drops it on the floor.
So it's putting 2 lines in there.
So that's sucking, isn't it, rather than blowing?
It sucks and then blows it off at the bottom.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so it drops out the hopper. There's a disc in there with little holes in. You can just about see, because that screw's not it. It sucks the seeds to that disc. And when it gets to the bottom, it releases it. Blows it off. With David Fryer now on his little Massey tractor, and he's planting, sowing, not planting, because it's the seeds, sowing carrots. But David grows how many different crops?
I've lost count this year, but it's about 40 to 50 different crops for our veg box scheme. Which
he harvests 52 weeks of the year, so every week he's harvesting something. So this week you're harvesting potatoes.
We've got potatoes, we've got onions down there, but we pull them early as like a large spring onion, so it looks different in the veg box.
So they're not ordinary onions?
These were onion sets planted in the autumn, but we pull them each week at the moment as like a bunched spring onion. So what they're really good for is, so we'll do a bunch bunches like that, and we just tidy them up a bit, wash them off.
So you can eat the onion and most of the store?
Yeah, we cut it about there so it fits in the veg box. And then that's great for like barbecues, or just putting in just grilling it for like 3 or 4 minutes. So you can have like with your new potatoes.
Yeah.
So
when you go through, you just pull the big ones and keep walking through the same patch?
Yeah, we pull the bigger ones first. It won't be long before we just sort of pull everything, I suppose, but we are pulling the big ones. And then we just let them grow. We let the ones that's left just grow into a full onion.
Right.
Then we pick them in August, September.
Oh, I see.
So we've been picking these for a month already. So they look like more like spring onions a month ago.
Yeah.
But you've got something to pick then all the time.
So you'll keep picking them till when? October?
We'll pick these as sort of, they'll get a bit bigger, but we'll just keep picking these until mid-June, and then we've got a later sowing over there.
Oh yeah.
Ready again, picking in sort of late June onwards into July. And then when they're finished, we come back to these and just pick them as bunched onions.
Quick machinery swap. He's took his planter off now. I'm going to put his bed former on and bed form the headlands. Cracking view up here. This is like a rotavator on the front and then a wheel on the back. So it chops the soil up and then that makes it finer in the surface, ready for sowing the carrots into. Just trying to negotiate a deal on 49.55 against another tractor. And the 939 is here picking up shit. Just thought I'd show you this. It's a VW for the ages. This is James's GTTD, and then this is the Polo. But look at the seats. It's a big reflection of the gate, and then look at the seats. It's the same. It's probably got named that tartan pattern. This is 939 off out. Andrew's going round the block on the 49. I guess the length of the dipstick on the 49.55. It's 6 foot. James is chuckling. I think I prefer the Per though with the 7.7. I was thinking, who's Jay Harrison? Anyway, James has had his first bit of post addressed to him, and it's a Peter Rabbit off my Auntie Margaret and John, so thank you very much. But I wondered who Jay Harrison was. I thought it was a T gone wrong. But I suppose that's going to get his post for years now. This is today's birthday bumper, and I'm a little bit confused. I don't know whether that's the name Ellis Gwyn Jones, and it was tomorrow, or it's Thomas Ellis Gwyn Jones. I don't know, because it was put on yesterday for the birthday today, and Henry Williams. So happy birthday to all you guys. Sorry, it's not written on there. It's just like washed off, but I do mean happy birthday. And I've just walked into a table. The motorhomes are all brand shiny, spanking, ready to go out. This, I think, I don't know whether they all go out on Friday, or one goes out Friday, one goes out Saturday, and one might go out Thursday. I don't know, but they're all clean and ready to go. You can actually smell the polish on them as well. Don't forget, if you ever want to hire one out, Northwest Motorhome Hire, shameless plug. They sleep 6 people, and they have a bed that falls down out the roof. Can't really see, but it comes down out the roof. So yeah, 6 berth they call it, don't they? Not 6 people. 3 double beds. I spent all day waiting for the wind to drop, and it doesn't look like it's going to drop at all. But if you look at that tree, when you can see the underside of sycamore leaves, you know it's windy. Just a quick update on the chipper. Thanks to everyone that offered sort of advice or where to go. Anyway, Rob's located one of these from a guy in Glasgow, so that is hopefully in the post. I don't know whether he made it in the post today or it's going to be tomorrow. But basically this thing that injects the fuel is broken, and there's obviously a reason why it's already been replaced. It mustn't be a very reliable part, and they're very expensive. I think we managed to get it for about £1,600 instead of, I think, £3,500 off Caterpillar. At one time you could buy a car for that, you know, or maybe a super bike. But yeah, I know everything's gone up, but it just seems ridiculous for just a piece of metal. It's a joke. So if anyone wants to go into business making them things, be a good business to be in, I would guess. We're sort of desperate to get it running because the pile is now pretty big, and then also as well what we call the double chip pile, which is in this bay here, is getting very, very depleted. So we do need to get it sorted as soon as we can, and then we can do some more double chip out of this stuff and then get some of that fired through. Yesterday's quiz question was, what was people's favourite biscuit? And to be honest, I think overwhelmingly it was chocolate hobnobs, which is something we don't normally get at all. So I think I'm going to have to. But it begged the other question is a Jaffa cake a biscuit or is it a cake? It's a little bit like the pineapple on pizza debate that we once had, but I don't know, they're called Jaffa cakes, but you do eat them with biscuits and you do dunk them in things. So I would say they're a biscuit, but what do you think? That's today's quiz question. I know it was a bit of a random one, but it has been a bit of a windy day. We're not doing a lot of farming today, so let's have a random biscuit cake debate. So thanks for watching today anyway. I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, keep the guest outros coming in because they're really good. I've got quite a little bit, I've got like 3 or 4 still to go, because sometimes I'll get 3 or 4 in one day and then I won't get any for 5 days. So I do try and keep up with them and try and keep them in the order that they've arrived. But yeah, there's a guest outro. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.